Hello, everyone. I just want to apologize. If I stutter, I'm just a little bit nervous. But yeah, I'm here to share my story. A story that's very similar to a lot of young women nowadays. But the outcome is usually very different. Sorry, it's a very tall mic. I found out I was pregnant at 26 years old. I was close to broke, living in a small room, and very lost in life. Now I found out I'm pregnant. I am pregnant with a guy's baby that said he doesn't see himself having a committed relationship. Seeing that second line on the pregnancy test made me feel like my whole world was about to fall apart. And my mind automatically went to having an abortion, as that's what I thought you did in this type of situation. I told the dad the same night. He very respectfully said that he would like me to look into the moral side of abortion and what it means for the unborn child before making a decision straight away. As I have loads of respect for the father, and as I was not 100% sure on whether I should have an abortion, we booked a meeting with BPAS, the abortion clinic, in hopes they could answer a few questions we had. The only available appointment was for a week's time, so we booked it. We promised to keep the pregnancy secret until we had made a decision and only told our mums. That week was one of the hardest weeks of our lives. We cried every moment we weren't around people, and I prayed more than I had ever prayed before, almost begging God for a sign on what to do. I researched about unborn children, but the more I researched, the heavier the decision felt. I wanted the appointment with BPAS to come as fast as possible so we could make a decision and the torture of having to make such a life-changing decision would be over. Finally, it was the day of the appointment. We had a list of questions prepared for the nurse at the abortion clinic to answer, for someone we thought would be more knowledgeable than us on the topic. But unfortunately, that was not the case. The dad started to ask the first question from the sheet. As soon as she heard his voice, she said that he must leave the room because it was my decision and my decision only. Although we were shocked by this, he left the room. I'm someone that is fully aware of domestic abuse and what needs to be put in place to protect women's rights. But in this case, that protection was not needed. And I felt that it was just as much of the dad's right than mine on what decision we made, as he would be just as much affected by the outcome. Once the dad left the room, I started to ask our first question, which was, when was the child's first heartbeat? To that, the nurse responded with something along the lines of, it is either a yes or no, do you want the abortion pill or not? Out of sheer panic, I said yes. I did ask whether it would be painful, and she told me that it would be only slightly uncomfortable. But there would be codeine in the box that would be delivered to me, along with a leaflet to tell me how to take these tablets. It took only a couple of days for them to arrive. I carried the first pill everywhere with me for a week, still crying every moment I was alone and feeling very isolated from the world, hoping that something or someone would give me a sign on what I should do. One day, I started to panic over finances and how much of a responsibility it would be to raise a child, and then I took the first pill. I burst out crying straight away. I was full of regret. I even messaged a friend asking him how he got through it, and he said that guilt and regret were normal. My adrenaline kicked in because I knew I could not live with the regret I had. I called BPAS. When I explained my situation to a nurse, I was surprised by her response of, oh, this happens all the time. Don't take the second pills, and if you don't bleed, it will be fine. Finishing that conversation, feeling very uneasy, I did my own research and found Dr. Dermot. Dr. Dermot made me feel very supported, and he understood my desperation to save my baby. He prescribed me the progesterone pill. It was late at night, so I could not get to the pharmacy, but the next morning I started bleeding. and rushed to the pharmacy to pick up the progesterone pill. A few weeks later, I had my first scan, and I was very relieved to hear that my baby was happy and healthy. My daughter, Ahri-Storm, was born on 2nd November 2021. I later found out that the chances of Ahri surviving after I took the first pill without any intervention would have been less than 25%. After taking the progesterone pill, it doubled to over 50% if taken within 72 hours. It is shocking the lack of information that is available to women and what options they have before and after the abortion pill, the effects of the abortion pill on women's bodies, and the support that is out there if they decide to keep their child. Every woman deserves to have access to resources and support they need to make the best decision for themselves and their future. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope it inspired you to make a difference in someone's life.
Before we go, would you love to meet Amrita's baby? Because this is the reason that we're here. Stories like this, of babies' lives being saved, of women who, when they find the right support, that they are empowered and that they can choose life. Introduce her to everybody. Say hiya. Say hiya. This is why we do what we do, and I want to leave you with this one thought. If turning up today, if putting a social media post, if having a conversation, if being part of Community Connect or Students for Life, if there's one thing you do that'll help someone like Amrita to choose life, if there's one thing you do or all that you've done for life and it's just saved one life, like the baby we see before us, then it will have all been worth it. So never give up the good fight. Thank you.